Well, what is going on, everybody? How are you tonight? Woo!
I could be better if we had some eggnog.
You
Love eggnog.
You'd be better if we had eggnog. I do agree with that. I haven't had eggnog yet this year. Who's had eggnog already? Make some noise.
Are you serious?
Okay, some of you have had eggnog.
Carly just bought some. She told me. I'm like, I've been waiting all day. She texted me this morning. Like,
There's some great eggnog out there. But my name is Taylor. I'm so glad you're here, and this is the amazing
Christian.
Christian. Everyone say hi, Christian. Make some noise for Christian. Christian's awesome, yeah. Or Callie, whichever name you are today. And real quick, I got to shout out someone who's watching from North Carolina, and someone that some of you know, Hezi. You're watching this probably not right now. You're probably watching this as you're working like late tonight. So Hezi in North Carolina, we love you. Everyone turn around and say hi, Hezi.
Hi, Hezi.
And hi to other people watching online too, an hour later.
To Wayne's, Jessica's, anybody else?
Wayne's, Jessica's, yeah, anyone. And then also check out this beautiful set that we have, this Christmas set. Incredible, right?
I'm
Incredible.
impressed because you are so scared of heights. Like, did you have Wes help you do these? Because he's known for. Because how did you get those up there? I mean, I'm actually kind of impressed.
He did, yeah. There is no chance. They have to bring in this big lift that goes like and goes all the way to the ceiling. And do you know who is the least afraid of heights and who actually does all this stuff?
George.
Not George. George's probably scared of heights. It's Kyle. Where's Kyle right now? Where's Kyle? See in the back? Yeah, everyone look at Kyle and go, Kyle, you're awesome.
Kyle, I didn't know you had Christmas spirit.
Yeah, Kyle is like unafraid of heights. He'll get in the lift. He'll hang all this. And we had an awesome team that helped with the set that looks incredible in here.
Ornaments all around. I was like, and now they changed colors. They were blue and red. Now they're blue and green, unless my eyes are playing.
They do. They changed. Yeah, they changed the Christmas ornaments that we got up there. I got a game for us tonight. And it's a Christmas-themed game because I'm so excited for Christmas. Are you so excited for Christmas? Yeah, I'm ready too. And this game, I got to slow down when I say the name of it.
I'm not even going to try.
The game is called Don't Be a Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins. Did I say it right?
What's the definition? I want to look up a definition of that, like Webster that.
If you had to define a cotton-headed ninny muggins, I don't know what you would, like if you Googled it, I don't know what would come up, but I do know, you Google it and let us know at the end of the night. This is made popular by Buddy the Elf. By the way, thumbs up or thumbs down for Elf, the Christmas movie? Thumbs up? I gotta be honest, Alex and I are in the same realm. I think Elf's like right here. It's fine. But I don't love it. I gotta be honest. I know I'm weird.
What are you, a Miracle on 34th Street kind of guy?
No, I'm a Home Alone kind of guy.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, redemption. There you go.
Yeah, Home Alone. Anyway, so here, Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Christmas, yeah.
Hallmark Christmas movie watcher.
Hallmark Christmas. Anyway, so here's how to play Don't Be a Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins. I gotta slow down. I'm getting faster. If you've been around and we played the game Poser, it's kind of like this, except we have 6 poses from Buddy the Elf himself. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through the poses first, and then we'll start the game. How the game works is there are going to be 6 poses we're going to go through in just a second. On the screen, we're going to cycle through the poses, and you're going to have to strike a pose, one of the 6. And if the pose on the screen matches the pose that you are currently doing, you are out. You'll have a seat where you are. If your pose does not match what's on the screen, you'll stay in the game. Make sense so far? Then we'll make this harder as we get down. So here are the 6 poses. In fact, I think we need everyone to stand up to practice these, don't you?
Oh, that one you definitely need to practice.
Yeah, that one up there, that's coming. Yeah, everyone stand up. You'll see him up here. And our very own Oakland Roberts. Everyone loves Oakland. Everyone say Oakland, you're awesome.
Oakland,
yeah.
You are awesome.
Our very own Oakland Roberts named these poses, and I think the names are, I haven't seen them all yet. I think so far from what I've seen they are. So here's the first pose. You can do it as it goes on the screen. This is the, had to do it to him. So that's like this, right? Like that's behind the back. That's like that, yeah. Yeah, I like that. So behind the back, that's the had to do it to him. Oh, hey, Roddy actually named this one. Roddy named this one. So kudos to Roddy for this one. They had to do it to him. That's a good one. Here's the next pose, and you might have to take your own variation of this. Let's call the gymnast like this one, okay? Let's just call that.
The trip to the hospital.
Trip to the hospital.
For me,
Christian, I'll pay you $100 if you can try that right now.
100? No.
Just kidding. No, that'll get us in trouble. So the gymnast, we'll just go with like this for the gymnast, okay? Like just that, whatever you can get to. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's not enough.
That's pretty good. Then that's the third pose. Our third pose, we got, what is it? Let's see. Soldier. Soldier.
Okay,
that's perfect.
Soilder, not soldier.
Look at that.
At first, I'm like, did he soil?
Look at that. Where's Oakland? Where's Oakland? We got to give Oakland kudos to Oakland. Maybe it is that. We've lost Christian for the rest of the night. Oh, that was Roddy too. Roddy, we need clarification. Is it Soilder or Soldier?
You did it on purpose. If that's Roddy, that's on purpose. 100%.
All right, the Soilder or Soldier. What's the next one? Let's see. What's our fourth one?
Okay,
The Strutter. Oh, I like that one. That's like a action shot. That's like that.
We can do it together.
Yeah, we gotta go like that.
I like that.
What's our next one? Our next one. Stop it right now. I don't think I've ever made that pose in my life.
Don't lie, you did.
Actually, I did. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl a few years ago, I made that pose. That's like, there, is that good? Yeah, that's it. You bend a little bit more? I don't bend, sorry. I'm stuck here. The Taylor Brown, that's great. Christian's done. And then our last one, what is it? We got the Giant. The Giant. Well, that's how you gotta like crouch. You gotta bend for that one too. Ouch. Too many. All right, so those are your 6 poses. Those are the 6 poses. You have options. You have lots of options.
I like it.
Lots of options. Now, I say we do a couple practice rounds.
Oh, definitely.
To get warmed up, okay?
I gotta practice for that Taylor Brown.
You gotta practice for the Taylor Brown. So go ahead. Our team in the back is gonna spin it. They're gonna get the poses going. You all have a few seconds. I'm gonna count down from 5 to strike your pose. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, strike your pose. 1, and what is it?
I did the Strutter.
You were the Strutter. So anyone who was the Giant, in this case, you would have, in a normal game, you would have been out, but right now we're being nice.
You're out if you do the pose.
You're out if your pose matches.
Okay.
Yeah, you're out if your pose matches.
So you don't want to match.
For now.
Okay.
For now. For now. All right, I think these guys got it. I think we're ready to do it for real. We're ready to do it for real. All right, here we go.
Taylor Brown every time, aren't you?
The game. I am gonna do Taylor Brown. The game starts now. Here we go. Strike your pose. 5, 4, 3,
Do it already. Don't
2, 1, and stop. All my gymnasts, you have to have a seat. I'm so sorry.
I just see one.
We had a couple of gymnasts. Had a couple. All right. And by the way, I shouldn't have to say this, but you can't change your pose once you've already struck it.
Yeah, no cheat. We don't like cheating.
No cheating. Buddy the Elf would not cheat.
If
All right.
you do the gymnast pose and you need someone to help you pull you up, just raise your hand and an adult will come by and help pull you up.
Yeah, if you are currently stuck like this,
We'll help you.
we'll help you. All right. Strike your pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Oh, the Strutter.
Anybody strutting?
I like that one. That's a fun one. All right, you got to have a seat. If you were the Strutter, you got to have a seat. All right, here we go. Oh, ooh, the tree came on. Here you go. Strike your pose. 5, 4, 3, 2,
I'm afraid if I go
1, and 0.
Oh, you stopped it.
Oh,
But I'm an adult, so I'm not.
they got you that time. You didn't even make it all the way down yet, and they had gotten you.
If you kept going, I was going to try.
Oh, man. So sorry, gymnast, you're out. Let's go. Here we go. We'll do a few more of this round, and then we might switch it up a little bit. Strike your pose. 5, 4, 3, 2,
I feel weird doing this one.
1. Oh, you forgot about this one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did forget that.
Had to do it to him.
I call that the Sophia. That's not, I did in trouble, but I'm so cute, you're not going to ground me.
Oh, that's a good one. I had to do it to him. And let's do one more normal round.
Somebody help out the gymnast. She's on the
So
ground.
yeah, we got a gymnast on the ground. She's stuck. We'll do one more normal one. Here we go. 5, 4, 3,
Strike 1, 2,
2, 1.
Okay,
Ooh.
were you strutting?
No, that was the gymnast. That was my poor attempt at the gymnast. Strutters. All right. We got a few people still in. We got a few
We
people
still
still
have
in.
one on the ground, I feel bad.
She might be stuck there. So here's what we're gonna do now. I think your pose has to match what's on the screen
That's definitely going
to stay in.
I like it. That's going to narrow it down quite a bit.
Your pose, you now have to match what's on the screen in order to stay in.
I think I'm going to wrap my head around this and I'm going to get it.
You ready? All right, here we go. I think we're going to see a lot of people go down after this one. You ready? All right, here we go. Strike your pose. 5, 4,
Hasn't happened yet, so I'm doing you.
3,
Doing the Taylor Brown.
2, 1. Strike your pose. Ooh, the giant. Any giants? Any giants? Any giants? Any giants?
Everybody sits.
Wait.
Oh wait, right there. He's either strutting or he's a giant.
No, he was a giant.
Oh, were you a giant?
You were the giant. We have a winner. Let's give it up for our winner right now. Great job. Great job. See me afterward for your prize. See me after for your prize.
He's got some Christmas tree, those sweet cakes you can get. He's got a box of them for you.
I must have one. I must have one somewhere. That's good to know. I'll look for it. Do you know what I am sad about? I don't think we saw the Soilder come up at all.
I didn't see that, or you, or the Taylor Brown.
Or the Taylor Brown. Both of those didn't come up. Soilder. Anyways, great job playing. You're going to use that one. We got a few announcements for you, but first, let's invite up our worship team to come up as we're making these announcements. First announcement, if you don't follow us already...
Why aren't you?
Why aren't you? 2, how dare you? And 3...
That was aggressive. How dare you not follow?
2, how dare you? 3,
okay, Grinch.
Follow us on social media. Follow us on Instagram at Revic Grace.
It's a click away.
Just a click away. Follow us on Facebook, Grace Youth 239. Shout out to the parents.
That's your whoop whoop.
And then subscribe to us on YouTube, Grace Youth Revolution. And speaking of social media, we are forming, over the next month, we are forming a social media team that is going to comprise of you all. We need your help. We would love your help to be able to post and record some stuff, post some more content on social media. So if you're interested, visit our website, egracechurch.com/ccyouth to register. We just have to answer a few questions, and we will be in contact. My friend Julia, actually, make some noise for Julia, wherever Julia is, yeah.
And here's the key. If you can't find the Grace Church website, this is probably not the team for you because you don't navigate.
That's a great point. If you can't find that.
Finding this, then it's probably not for you. But we have other things you can volunteer in.
That's true. Lots of things you can volunteer for. We're actually going to talk about some of those in just a second. Some things you can volunteer for. You didn't even plan it, yeah.
What?
And we also... We have a really awesome thing that started last night. As you know, this is the season of Advent, which means leading up to Christmas. And we are doing a 4-week online study of what is Advent. And we are excited. Our very own Pastor Casey, our pastor of worship, wrote an Advent devotional. It's incredible. 25-day devotional. And we're doing a study to walk through that together. And here's the best part. You know, Casey loves you guys. And Casey has given me permission to share free digital copies of the book with anyone interested in doing this study.
She didn't give me a free copy. I got the digital and I had to buy one to get signed.
I know.
I'm going to talk to her.
You need to talk to her, let her know what's up. But if you're interested, we're going to talk a little bit more about this in the lesson too. But please join us. It's Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. It's online, so you can be in your PJs, be in your Christmas jammies, and join us online for this study. It's been awesome.
Do you have Christmas jammies?
We have matching family ones we just got.
We did you see the pop of everything we did? Yeah.
I like that. We have the plaid or whatever it is. Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk later. So join us for our God is Here Advent study. Next announcement. You talked about ways you can help, ways you can serve.
Yes.
Our church has something really cool coming up this Saturday. Say this Saturday. This Saturday, we have our Lovin' the 239 Neighborhood Send Day. And here's what this is. This is a chance for all of us, like everyone in our church, to go out and serve and love people in our neighborhood. That's awesome. A really easy, practical way to just show some love, especially this holiday season, and be an example of what Jesus would do. So here's what I want to invite you to do. If you're interested in serving as a family, if you're interested in serving as a small group, if you're interested in serving, you just want to show up with a friend or two, or you just want to show up by yourself, whatever, visit lovingthe239.com to register, and we will have a place for you to go and for you to serve. It's from 9 to noon on this Saturday. It's going to be an awesome day. Tons of cool stuff that Heather, who's our pastor of Reach Ministry, or Outreach, she's got a ton of awesome stuff planned. So please do this. We would love to see your families there. We'd love to see you there. And then last announcement, in a couple weeks, it's happening. It's happening. Our annual Christmas
extravaganza. You gotta say it like that.
I want you to say it one more time. Our annual Christmas
extravaganza. Like that?
Well done. I like that. Well done.
The tone each time.
Well done.
Every time I say it.
Well done. And we want to invite you to our annual Christmas
extravaganza.
I'm testing you now. In 2 Wednesdays from now, December 16th at 6:30, wear your Christmas PJs. We just talked about our Christmas
We are
jammies.
so gonna match.
Wear your Christmas jammies. Bring a friend, and we're gonna have some great stuff. We're gonna have some Christmas cookies. We're gonna have a
Outreach event for that.
hot chocolate bar.
Oh, what?
Hot chocolate bar, hot chocolate with some marshmallows and some topping choices. And we need you to invite your friends. We will do a prize for whoever brings the most first-time guest friends here.
I like that.
How about that?
Can I attend or do I have to help? Can I just attend and just have sit at the hot chocolate bar and stuff and chill?
You can do both.
I like it.
How about that? How about that? I'm here to serve. So we're super excited. Christmas extravaganza, 2 weeks from now, December 16th, 6:30 p.m. Whew.
Yeah, not AM.
Not a.m. You can come at 6:30 a.m. Kyle will be here.
That's man, he's just such a hard worker.
Yeah, Kyle will be here. You can party with Kyle at 6:30
You're so
a.m.
motivated, Kyle.
You're so motivated.
So proud of you.
Kyle's a great worker. But we got a great night tonight. We got awesome worship planned. We got a lesson. We got small groups. So turn your attention. Kelvin's done with us, man. Kelvin's like, these guys. So turn your attention to the screen, watch this video, and then the second it's over, stand up, and we're going to worship together. We love you. I'll see you in a few. Peace.
I do. You get to see all the lights, you get to see the decorations on the trees, you get to eat some awesome food, right? Probably the best part that I love is that I get to spend time with my family. But the true meaning of Christmas isn't the trees, isn't the lights, the decorations, but the birth of our Savior, Jesus. And how he invites us into his family, and how he invites us to spend time with him and receive peace from him. He sends out a blessing to everyone in our families for generations to come. And as we sing this next song, I just want you to receive this blessing from him, his joy, his happiness. Just reach out. Let's sing. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Let's sing that again. The Lord bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord
Woo! Can we make some noise for our worship team one more time? And hey, totally unrelated to the lesson. I just was watching the bumper video and I just thought of this. So if you're newer here, you might be like, where is that room that like all of that stuff is filmed in? So that's normally our youth room. Those of you that have been around here a while, you're like, we haven't been back in the youth room since we've been like back together in person. Those watching online might be like, what's going on? So let me say this. I'll have an announcement in a couple weeks with some exciting news about our youth room in a couple ways. One, about some awesome upgrades that we have up there and remodeling. And then the second thing is that we may be up there back in January. So yeah, stay tuned, make some noise. We're super excited about that, yeah. So I've been meaning to tell you all that. So we're super excited. I have to be honest, this is part of the reason, this actually goes with the intro, funny enough. In life, I try to keep my expectations, low. And here's what I mean. See, I think sometimes the smartest people in life, they live by this saying. It's on the screen, and I'll read it for you. It says this. It says, the happiest and healthiest people are those whose expectations meet, what's that last word? Reality. Yeah, and it's not that I expect things to be terrible or I expect things to be awful. It's not that at all. It's that I just sometimes lower my expectations to avoid disappointment. Is anyone else like this? You can raise your hand. You can, maybe you're like this. See, sometimes I like to lower my expectations so that way I am not disappointed. You know what? My expectations they're kind of like this Christmas tree. This Christmas tree, it's not like one of the tiny ones, right? It's an okay tree, but it's not like a great Christmas tree, right? Like in our lobby, how many of you love Christmas trees in the lobby, by the way? Yeah, like incredible looking, like those are amazing, like really, really great. This is just like it's a tree, right? Like it's a Christmas tree. Nothing special, nothing crazy about it. And I like to keep my expectations right about there. Except, of course, for one thing. And that one thing that I can't control my expectations for, that my expectations always go to the very top, and no matter how hard I try, is Christmas. See, I want every Christmas to be the best Christmas ever that it can be. Show of hands, who else is like this too? Like you just go all out on decorating, food, presents, candy, Christmas movies, everything. Yeah, I love Christmas, and I want it to always be the best that it can ever possibly be. I might have low expectations for everything else in life, but I am like Buddy the Elf when it comes to Christmas, okay? And Santa and all that stuff. And you might be like this too. Maybe your family, like there's always some sort of fighting or always something going on with your family. But maybe on Christmas you have this dream in your head of like, maybe we can just be like a normal family and just sit around and enjoy hot chocolate together around your fireplace, right? Like, doesn't that sound amazing? Or maybe this, I'll get some of you with this one. Maybe like throughout most of the rest of the school year and in summer, maybe you're like you're cool with being single, like it's fine, right? Like whatever. But then there's something about the holidays, right? Where you just wish that your crush would knock on your door on a snowy Christmas Eve night. It doesn't even snow in Florida. That's okay. You wish they would knock on your door on a snowy Christmas Eve night and hand you the most perfect gift ever, right? Like admit it. Like there's part of us where our expectations for Christmas, they just go above and beyond what we could ever dream or imagine. And see, here's the deal. When it comes to expectations, like I said earlier, we like to keep them low so we avoid disappointment. Let me give you some other scenarios of how this works in life. So maybe you have a favorite sports team. Maybe you're on a sports team. And maybe you expect your team to lose every game. So that way when they win, you're what? You're surprised, right? You're happy, you're surprised. Like, oh, that was great. But then you don't have to deal with the disappointment of you thinking they're going to win and they actually lose. Or maybe for your grades, maybe you're like, you know what, I just took a test and I'm going to expect that I got a C- on it, right? And so when it comes back a B-, you are just amazed and so happy that it turned out the way that it did. See what happens when we don't expect too much? It ends up working out sometimes. But we do this in other areas of life too. Here's what I'm getting to. We do this, maybe it's for our dating life, maybe it's for our athletic ability, whatever it is. But we also tend to lower our expectations when it comes to our faith, when it comes to our relationship with God, when it comes to who God is. And see, maybe we lower our expectations about who God is because we don't do the things that we expect God to do. See, let me run through some scenarios with you. See, maybe we stop praying because we've prayed something before and God didn't answer it the way that we expected him to. Or see, maybe we lose interest in anything faith-related because we think that God is distant and far away and not interested. Or maybe we think God is weak because he didn't intervene, he didn't do anything, and he didn't show off in that moment that we really wanted him or needed him to do something big. And we don't always do this on purpose. We don't always purposely say that, well, I'm going to lower my expectations in God. We just sort of drift that way. But it prevents us from being disappointed when something doesn't happen. And here's what else happens. Let's say that one time that God answers that prayer, or comes through, or does this thing. What happens is we just kind of end up being pleasantly surprised, and we move on. But here's the deal. Is this the way that God had called us to live? Is this the way? Because if this is the kind of God that I want to believe in, if this is the kind of God I'm calling you to believe in, a God that may or may not, and we can kind of pray if he does whatever and we'll see what happens, that's not the kind of God that we can live to follow. The good news is this, though, that we weren't the only people that lowered our expectations of what God can do and who God is. In fact, you know that the Christmas story actually is all about lowered expectations and God doing something that was unexpected. See, let me explain. See, some of you know the Christmas story. It might sound familiar to you, but tonight I want to ask you to maybe look at it from a different way. Maybe look at it from a new perspective tonight. See, the Christmas story, the two main characters of this are obviously Jesus' parents, a Mary, who was this teenage, pregnant, unmarried Jewish girl. And she was engaged to a guy named, what's his name, anyone know? Joseph, yeah, she was engaged to a guy named Joseph. And see, Joseph and Mary, they were engaged, they weren't married yet. And they both lived in this town that was under Roman rule. And the Roman government decided one day that they wanted to take what was called a census. They basically wanted everybody to go back to their hometowns so the Roman government could figure out how many people they were ruling over. And so Mary and Joseph, they went to their town, and Mary's super pregnant by this point, okay? And keep in mind, they didn't have like taxis or Uber XL, okay? So they had to ride a donkey like to this place, right? So they had to get to their hometown, and Mary's super pregnant by this point. Now, this doesn't sound enjoyable for anyone, right? Taking this long journey to the town while you're super pregnant, and things get even worse. Because while they were in the town, Joseph forgot to book an Airbnb and go on hotels.com, and there was nowhere for them to stay. So Mary and Joseph, they're forced to try to find somewhere to be during this time. And then things get even worse. Mary goes into labor. Yeah, like the baby is on its way, right? And they're in this town. They're away from their family. They're away from anyone they know. And they don't have a place to stay, and the baby is about to arrive. Now, I know that this is that's a different culture. That's a different time. This situation is not the best overall, right? We can agree on that. And so Mary and Joseph, they actually end up in this inn, in this where all the animals are. So this is a bad situation. Now, if you were Mary and Joseph, stop and think about this for a second. In those moments, wouldn't you be tempted to think that God is distant, that God is mad, that God doesn't care? Wouldn't you be tempted to lower your expectations of God? Keep in mind, this is the same people where angels visited them and told them of this amazing promise that they were going to deliver Jesus and bring Jesus into this world, God's Son. But wouldn't it be possible that Mary and Joseph could think that God might have abandoned them or that God was silent? And in fact, they weren't the first people to think that. See, here's some church history. If we go back, even before Mary and Joseph, there was about a 400-year period of silence from God. See, back before Jesus came, before Mary and Joseph, God would send these people called prophets. Say prophet. Prophet, not like money prophet, but like a prophet, like Prophet. And a prophet would be someone who was sent to deliver messages from God. And so back then, there were all of these prophets that were delivering messages about God for the present day and then about God for the future. And then what happened was there was this prophet named Malachi, he was the last one, and then there was this period of 400 years of silence. And people were wondering, where is God? Does God care? Did he just disappear? Did he forget about us? Where is he? And you know what happened? The people lowered their expectations of God. They thought, can God really do this? Does God really see us? Does God really have a plan? But check this out. In the midst of all the questioning, in the midst of all the wondering about where God is, God showed them a different version of who he is than what they expected. See, the people, they were expecting God to be someone else. They were expecting God to do something else. But God, he told Mary and Joseph who he was. We can read about it here. An angel visited Joseph and said these words, "She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins." All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet, "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel." And they will call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. So why does this matter? And you might be like, wait a minute, they said that his name was Jesus, but why are they going to call him Emmanuel too? The angel was telling Joseph, which in turn would be a message to all of humanity, that even though the people wanted a savior that was going to be a warrior, they wanted a savior that was going to kick butt and take names, quite honestly, with the Roman government, and that was going to fight and kick people down and tear down power structures. They wanted a guy that was no nonsense. But instead, they got something even better. They got a God that was with them. A God that didn't have to be born in a palace, a God that could be born in a stable. A God that didn't have to be born as a king and with a crown on his head, but a God that could be born next to animals in a barn. They got a God who was accessible, a God who was reachable, a God who was right next to them and with them. They got something they weren't expecting. Because here's the message of Christmas. Are you ready for it? In one sentence, it's this: that God is with us. That's what the message of Christmas is. It's that God is with us. That no matter what your grades are, no matter what your family's financial status is, no matter the dysfunction in your home, no matter what your dating life looks like, no matter what your deepest struggles are, God is with you. And he's with us. That's the message of Christmas. And it started that Christmas and it continues on today. That God is with you. See, no matter your reality, God is with you in it. No matter what your family looks like, God's with you. No matter what your friend group is, God's with you. If you're failing that class at school, God's with you. If you just can't seem to get that one thing right, you keep making that same mistake over and over and over again, God is with you. That's what Christmas is. In other words, you are not alone. And see, for the first time for these people, it was like something changed. For the first time for these people waiting 400 years, and for Mary and for Joseph, something changed. And their expectations might have been one thing. Their expectations might have been lowered, but God showed them it a different way. See, it was sort of like this tree. Let's go back to this tree for a second. This tree, it looked one way, but for a moment, I believe that when Jesus entered this world, they saw something different. It was this. It was that the lights came on. You ready? Drum roll. I need a drum roll for this. You ready? Yeah, here you go. You ready? There you go. Beautiful, right? Yeah. It was like the lights came on. And instead of just seeing a tree or something that wasn't as great, something that could be conceived as disappointing, they saw something different. And specifically, I think, they saw the light of the world. See, what does light do? Light reveals things that are hidden in darkness. What does light do? Light paves a new way. What does light do? Light allows you to see when before you couldn't see. And Jesus entering the world the way that he did, not in a palace but in a stable, not away from the people but with the people and the animals, he became a light to our world, even today. In fact, in John's telling of the story of Jesus, he writes about how Jesus describes himself as this. So when Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." So I am the light of the world. The light of the world that's with you. and in you and always with you no matter what. So you might be thinking, well, so what? Okay, that's cool. So God is with me. There's light. Who cares? What does this mean? I want to encourage you to do something for this next, not just this week, but for this Christmas season, okay? I want you to find one way starting this week to keep reminding yourself that God is with you. Because even though this is such a foundational and big idea, this is something that we forget really easily. We can sometimes tend to forget that God is with us. And so I want to encourage you to find one way this week to remind yourself that God is with you. Maybe you need the help of your small group and your small group leader. You're going to talk about that in a little bit. Maybe you need them to remind you. Maybe you need to set an alarm on your phone. Maybe you need to change your lock screen on your phone to something that reminds you that God is with you. Maybe you need to write yourself a note and stick it on your mirror so you see it. Whatever you need to do, maybe you need to do it so you remind yourself that you are not at this life alone, but that God is with you no matter what. I want to mention again, there's a couple things I also want to encourage you to do to remind yourself of this. You know, what better way to remind yourself that God is with you than to join us in our online Advent study of the book, God is Here, right? We would love to have you Tuesdays at 8 p.m. We can get you the link. We'll get you a copy of the book. We'll send it to you for free. We would love for you to join us and take this journey leading up to Christmas of what Advent is, celebrating the arrival of Jesus. Then we also want to encourage you to do something else too. We want to invite you to do what we talked about earlier, to take part in this Love in the 239 Send Day. Because here's what happens. Sometimes the way we remind ourselves that God is with us is by doing things to help other people know about who God is. Like the way I remind myself that God is with me is by being with you all. When I'm with you all and when I'm talking about the way God has shown up in my life, it helps me remind myself that God is not distant and he's with us right here. So you're going to talk about this more in your small group. You're going to talk about more things that you can do and ways that you can remind yourself that God is with you. But I want to challenge you. I'm going to invite our worship team up. I'm going to close with this one thought. If it's really easy in 2020, in this Christmas, it's really easy to sort of write this year off, right? And write this Christmas off. Like 2020 has been like this tree, unlit, right? Like dingy, like imagine if I like broke a ton of branches off. Like that's what 2020's been, right? And it's really easy for us to just sort of write off the rest of this year and write off Christmas and go, well, like I'll get back to normal like in 2021. Like January 1st, I'm with you. But let me just wallow in my misery. Let me just complain. Let me just be and just forget this year. But what if you took the last 20-some days, however many it is, of this year, and what if you began to lean in and think about this idea that God is with you? And what if you even tested that out? Here's what I mean. Maybe you don't really know what a relationship with God looks like. Like maybe you're on the fence, maybe you've tried it, maybe you're trying it, maybe you have doubts, whatever it is. This place is for you, first of all, if that is you. But second, I want to encourage you, maybe you just need to like try it out. Maybe you need to pray. That's just talking to God. Maybe you haven't done that in a while. Maybe you need to talk to someone, a pastor, an adult, your small group leader, someone, or maybe a friend who's with you. Maybe you just need to talk to them about what does God being with me really mean? And maybe you can test it out. I'd be happy to talk with you about it. I'd be happy to talk to you about what that looks like. But this Christmas, you can remember that God is with you, no matter what. Let's stand for prayer. God, we thank you for your Christmas story. We thank you for the arrival of your son, Jesus, and the way that he arrived. God, that he didn't come through a castle, that he didn't come with a crown already on his head, that he didn't come this elaborate way, but God, that he was accessible and reachable, and God, that you did something that we didn't expect. God, we ask that you take our lowered expectations of you and help to just slowly build them up. God, for those of us that have doubts about you, we thank you for hearing those. And God, we thank you for not being scared away from those doubts that we have, that you still long to be with us and long to be in relationship with us. God, we ask now that for those of us that maybe we've struggled with this idea that you are with us, that you are here in this place in our lives, God, that you would help us to see that in a new way tonight. God, that through our small groups, that God, that you would maybe stir in us through a question or through an answer or through a conversation, God, that we might be able to trust you and lean on you in a way that maybe we never have before. Thank you for your presence in our lives. It's in your name we pray. Amen. I want to invite you, as our worship team leads us in this last song, we want to invite you, if you want to come up here and pray, you can. We have some socially distanced places where you can kneel and pray. We also want to say you can make your seat a place of prayer as you sing along as well. So let's worship. All right, so before you head to small groups, I just got a couple reminders. First and foremost, join us Tuesdays, 8 p.m. online for our Advent study written by Pastor Casey. It's incredible. We'd love to see you there. And second, to sign up for our Neighborhood Sunday this Saturday, 11to239.com. We have lots of opportunities for you to get out there and love others. Then last reminder, Christmas extravaganza 2 weeks from tonight. Be ready, invite a friend. We love you. Have fun in your